Welcome to Loaded. I'm Bill Lachey. It's time for some straight talk. Our job here on Loaded is to make you money. Period. Exclamation period. But hey, if you're an inside the box thinker, don't even bother calling in today. Why? Why, Bill? Can't we call in if we're inside? Because I'm cage free and I'm financially free. You can't make money in the box. I'm a mime. I'm in the box. There's no money in here. No, nada. There never will be. This eagle right here, people, has long since flown the coop of poverty. And now I'm just circling over opportunities. Wah, wah. Figuring out which one I want next to take advantage of. Dilapidated condos. Ooh, brothels. Ooh, foreclosures. Merger possibilities. Wah, 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 wah. They run like mice until Dollar Bill Lachey swoops down and turns them into cash.
Hi, I'm Warren with Warren's Money Buffet, and today's script is a special one. We're going to imagine what would happen if Theo Von, the king of Southern storytelling and the only man who could make a possum sound like a financial asset, built his own stock portfolio. This is not financial advice.
At this point, I'll take on anything.
It's a little bit of mathematical.
Okay.
How much math have you had in school?
I took a couple of them.
You took a couple.
I took at least, yeah.
This is a love letter to resilience, humor, and the kind of practical wisdom you only get from growing up in Covington, Louisiana, where your net worth is measured in crawfish, and your best asset is a reliable truck. Picture Theo Von on his porch, sweet tea in hand, talking stocks the way your uncle talks about his old fishing boat. You know, I got some money in Walmart. That's where I buy my socks and sometimes my groceries. I got a little in Ford because you can't haul a gator in a Prius. And I got a few shares of Tesla, just in case the world really does go sideways.
Fucking sucks.
And also, look at their white, too. Black people are going to be pissed about that. They're like, oh, the first ones was white, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they do.
Yeah, you got to put some color on these bad boys, dude.
You do.
Just go like a mauve or something. At least make it
Mauve
like it
would
could
be
be.
nice.
Let's start with Walmart. Theo talked about Walmart like it's a church in the South. He'd say, Walmart is where you see your neighbors, your ex, and probably a guy selling boiled peanuts out of his trunk. Walmart is the backbone of small-town America. It's recession-proof, disaster-proof, and if the world ends, you know Walmart will still be open, selling batteries, beef jerky, and maybe a crossbow or two. If Theo's building a portfolio, you know he's got Walmart in there. It's not flashy, but it's steady, just like the people he grew up with.
I'll tell you right now, conventional wisdom is for straight up losers. In fact, if you're anywhere near a convention, you've already lost. Nice name tag, dorky dork science. Conventional wisdom would tell you to budget. It would tell you to cut back on luxury items. But I can tell you, there's no smarter time to live lavishly than all the time. Ooh, just bought a bunch of shit I don't even want on my phone. Feels good. What's in my teeth? Caviar. I'll enjoy that because you're about to enjoy these beautiful facts on how you can live lavishly when everything else is telling you no.
Now, you can't talk about the South without talking about trucks. Theo's probably got a soft spot for Ford. He's told stories about his first car, probably something held together with duct tape. And hope, with a cracked windshield and a mysterious smell that never quite went away. In Louisiana, a truck isn't just a vehicle. It's a way of life. You haul crawfish, move furniture, and if you're lucky, maybe even impress a date. Ford's F-150 has been America's best-selling truck for decades, and now they're pushing into electric trucks. Theo might not trust a truck that doesn't make any noise, but he'd respect the hustle. Ford is in the portfolio. But Theo's not just about hard work, he's about enjoying life too. That's where Yeti comes in. If you've ever been to a tailgate in the South, you know that a good cooler is worth its weight in gold. Yeti isn't just a brand, it's a lifestyle. It keeps your beer cold, your crawfish fresh, and if you need an extra seat, it'll hold up just fine. Theo would probably say, "A Yeti cooler is the only thing in my life that's never let me down." Well, that and my mama. Yeti is for people who take their leisure seriously, and their ice even more seriously. Speaking of leisure, let's talk about Bass Pro Shops. Now, Bass Pro isn't public, but if it ever IPO'd, Theo would be first in line. It's the only place you can buy a crossbow, a kayak, and a bag of gummy worms in the same trip, he'd say. Until then, maybe he's got a few shares of Dick's Sporting Goods, just for the camo section. Because if you can't hunt it, fish it, or fry it, is it really worth your time?
Go ocelot hunting. Suddenly your future's based on a lucrative fur trading operation. Feel your own skin right now. I want you to feel your own skin. It feels cheap, doesn't it? It feels cheap. That's your parents' fault. Only way to combat that, wear fur. You ever felt ocelot? Oh, have you ever felt ocelot?
Now let's get to the fun part. Beer. Theo's talked about a couple of cold ones, more times than I can count. Anheuser-Busch InBev, the company behind Budweiser, is practically a blue-chip stock in the South. It's the drink of choice at every crawfish boil, every LSU tailgate, and every family reunion that ends with someone jumping in the pond. Theo's portfolio isn't complete without a little Bud. It's not just about the money, it's about the memories. But Theo's not afraid of a little risk either. That's where Tesla comes in. Now, you might not peg Theo as a tech guy, but he loves a wild card. Tesla is the stock you buy when you want to tell your friends, "I'm investing in the future, but I still don't trust a car that don't make noise." Elon Musk has enough Louisiana energy to fit right in with Theo's stories. Tesla's a bet on chaos, on innovation, and on the kind of future where your car drives you to the crawfish boil while you nap in the back. Now let's talk about the essentials. Tractor Supply Company is the rural Amazon. "Where I'm from, you're either born in a hospital or a tractor supply," Theo might joke. It's the store for people who need chicken feed, a chainsaw, and a new pair of jeans, all before noon. It's the kind of place where you see your high school science teacher buying a saddle and nobody bats an eye. Tractor Supply is for people who make things happen, who fix what's broken, and who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. But let's not forget about the struggle meals. Theo's childhood stories are full of Campbell's soup, tomato on Monday, chicken noodle on Tuesday, and whatever was left in the pantry on Wednesday. Campbell's is recession-proof, nostalgia-proof, and perfect for anyone who's ever had dinner out of a can. It's not glamorous, but it's real, and that's what Theo's all about. Now, Theo's a king of podcasts. He's built an empire on his voice, his stories, and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Spotify and SiriusXM are the platforms that power his world. Spotify for the podcasts, SiriusXM for the truckers and late-night weirdos. Audio is the future of entertainment, and Theo's right in the middle of it.
Numero uno, if you can't afford heat, build a home theater. Charge premium for I Want to Marry Harry viewing parties. So many people are going to show up, you'll have free body heat and surround sound. Ooh, what do I hear? Warmth.
There's something poetic about waste management making it into Theo's portfolio. His humor is all about finding value in the overlooked, the forgotten, the stuff most people throw away. Waste management is the ultimate turn trash into cash stock. It's steady, essential, and a nod to his stories about odd jobs and making something out of nothing. And if crawfish farms ever go public, you know Theo's buying in. If you can't eat it, catch it, or sell it out the back of a truck. What's the point? He might say. Until then, Dollar General is a must-have. It's the ultimate Southern convenience store, where you grab everything from snacks to socks, and maybe a new phone charger if yours mysteriously disappears. Now let's imagine Theo giving his investment philosophy on a porch, maybe with a couple of friends and a dog or two running around. Buy what you know, and if you don't know, ask your uncle who lives in a trailer. Diversify. That means if your cousin steals your Ford, you still got your Yeti cooler and Walmart stock. Don't invest more than you can lose, unless you're betting on LSU to win the SEC. And if you ever get rich, don't forget where you came from, because money can buy you a lot, but it can't buy you a good crawfish boil with your friends. Theo's portfolio isn't just about making money. It's about telling a story. It's about resilience, humor, and finding value in the everyday. It's about betting on companies that make life a little easier, a little more fun, and a lot more interesting. Now, you might be wondering, what about crypto? Theo's probably a little skeptical. Crypto's like a crawfish boil with no crawfish. You don't know what you're getting, but you're having fun anyway. Maybe he's got a little Bitcoin or Ethereum, just enough to say he's in the game, but not enough to lose sleep over. Let's get real for a minute. If Theo Von actually had a portfolio, it wouldn't be all high-flying tech stocks and risky bets. It'd be a mix of the tried and true and the wild cards. It'd be Walmart and Ford, Yeti and Tesla, Budweiser and Tractor Supply. It'd be a portfolio that reflects his life, rooted in the South, shaped by struggle, but always looking for the next adventure. And that's the real lesson here. Investing isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about who you are, where you come from, and what you value. For Theo, it's about community, resilience, and never taking life, or yourself, too seriously. So if you're building your own portfolio, maybe take a page out of Theo's book. Invest in what you know. Bet on the companies that make your life better. And don't forget to leave a little room for the wild cards, because sometimes the best stories come from the biggest risks. If you ever find yourself sitting on a porch in Louisiana, sipping sweet tea and talking stocks, just remember, life's like the market. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But if you keep laughing, you're always in the green.
Yeah, you were hitting that last night hard.
Did you notice
wouldn't
that?
Stop. You wouldn't stop.
That's how I am, man. If I get something, I get it. You know what I'm saying, boy?
Gasoline, magic
Oh,
marker.
dude. Thanks, son.
They're good for thinking, though, for whatever reason. It's like nicotine is a cognitive enhancer. It's like a nootropic.
Oh, I don't know if I believe that, but to me, it makes me just not be able to sleep that good. It makes me like wake up being scared. Yeah.
Now let's imagine a year in the life of the Theo Von portfolio. Walmart holds steady, paying out dividends that Theo uses to buy more socks and maybe a fishing license. Ford has a rough quarter, but Theo shrugs it off. That's just trucks being trucks. Yeti's up 20% because of a new limited edition cooler. And Theo celebrates with a backyard crawfish boil. Tesla's up, then down, then up again. And Theo just laughs. That's Elon for you. Campbell's Soup quietly does its job, and Tractor Supply announces a new rewards program, making Theo's uncle very happy. Spotify and SiriusXM keep the podcasts rolling, and Waste Management sends Theo a dividend check. He calls it trash money. Dollar General expands into a new county, and Theo's aunt texts him a thank you. But the real return? It's the stories. It's the laughter. It's the feeling that you're investing in a world you actually live in. That's what makes the Theo Von portfolio a winner, no matter what the market does. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Drop a comment. What stock do you think Theo Von would buy next? And if you like this, hit subscribe for more celebrity portfolio deep dives, wild financial stories, and a little bit of Southern wisdom. Remember, you can't predict the market, but you can always predict a good time if Theo Von's involved. Until then, keep your cooler cold, your stories wild, and your investments as real as a Louisiana crawfish boil.